Okie doke. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Public Practice Accountants Club on Clubhouse, where public practitioner thought leaders, industry specialists, and accountants just like you discuss hot topics in public practice and how they go about navigating the public practice landscape around the world. So, fundamentally, public practice has the same principles, dynamics, and challenges no matter where we are in the world. We might have some different tax seasons, busy periods in legislation, but at the core, we are very much the same. So, our room this morning, very topical, relatable subject, make work from home work for your business. So I think I'm just glancing at everybody in the room. Oh no, there's a couple new people in the room this morning in Clubhouse. Thank you for joining us. Quickly introduce myself. I'm Linda Steffens. I am an accountant and author and an introvert. Three things that I am very proud about. And I've been hanging around public practice now for about 30 years. And over that time, I've done a variety of roles plus own my own practices. So the last 5 years, I've been out helping to educate, coach and support accountants through transitioning into doing more business improvement advisory. So that's what I do. But of course, I have my amazing co-host with me this morning, Kyelie Baxter. Good morning to you. You are amazing. You do, and you say really, off the cuff type things. We love it. Yes. Oh, perfect. Ah. Oh my gosh, well done. Oh, you're going for 6 this year? I'd imagine you'll go. Oh, yes, you've got to. Oh, that's fabulous. Well done. Well, we're very grateful to have you chatting with us on a regular basis. That's amazing. So proud of you. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's exactly what we're all about. So for those of you that are in the Clubhouse environment this morning, this is a bona fide CPA discussion group, so you can get your CPE and CPD points for joining in. And of course, we've also got the replays that also play in Clubhouse, so you can go back and have a look at any of our previous topics that are sitting there in Clubhouse. They're also available over on my LinkedIn or on my YouTube channel as well. So, just a quick reminder as we kick off the conversation this morning that our intention is always to be positive, supportive, and collaborative as we come together in support of our amazing industry, no matter where we are in the world. All right, making work from home work for your business. So in recent years, with the COVID pandemic around, many of us have realized the benefits of remote working arrangements. There's a lot to love about working from home. No frustrating commute, fewer distractions, and the opportunity perhaps to spend a bit more time on hobbies or family, or those extra little chores you just really want to get done at home. So now that we've tasted this sweet nectar of remote work, many of us aren't real keen to come back to the office. So this is what we want to talk about today. So I think the place to start is working from home can happen in a number of situations, right, Kyelie? We've got flexible working arrangements, and then we've got these remote work situations where you're basically forced to work from home. You got to be careful with that. Yes, you got to be careful with that acronym. Oh, so much. Exactly, exactly. So, what I'd like to, we can't do a poll in Clubhouse, but we're going to have a crack in using the back channel. So, the little paper aeroplane that's there, down on your right hand side on your screen. Now, you can click into there and you can talk to us via that. So, I'd like to know if you prefer to work from home, if you prefer to work from the office, or you quite like a hybrid situation. And if you like that hybrid situation, tell us, what's the optimal amount for you for the number of days in the office. I'd love to know that if you pop that into that little back channel, and we'll see what everybody likes. But Kylie, what do you like? I mean, we've experienced this working from home for a number of reasons. And I know your workplace has had flexible working arrangements well before COVID. So what's your preferred mode? Yeah. Yes, interesting. Okay. Yes. Yes. Mm. Because you're really wanting to get in there and rock it and, really knock some tasks off, and you feel like you're dragged or nearly have an obligation, because we do. We feel like we're obligated to socialize when that's around a little bit, I suppose, aren't we? Yeah. Yes. 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 Mm. Expectations, yes. Yeah, yeah. And I think for me too, the hybrid situation works very well. I've been working, solo and from home for probably the last 6.5 years, I suppose. But I love having the flexibility of being able to come to the office when I feel like I need a different space to be in, or just be around people a little bit. So my preferred certainly is hybrid. I do like to hang out at home. I do love my own space there at home and how much work I can achieve in that space. I'm like you too, Kylie. My best work is done in the morning. Sometimes it's very early in the morning. So, coming to the office is not always practical at 4:30 in the morning or something crazy like that. But I have done it before. But, I think for me, that hybrid situation probably 1.5 to 2.5 days in the office versus 3 days at home works really well for me. So I enjoy it, and I actually found myself, I was thinking about this topic this morning, found myself just the last couple of days feeling a little bit flat. And it's like, I need to go back to the office. I need to change up my environment, because I actually was feeling a little bit flat. I suppose there's been a lot of energy output, just certainly where you and I live at the moment. We've got devastating floods happening in our region, and a lot of family, friends, neighbours, and colleagues all affected by that. So our thoughts and support go out to anybody that has been affected by the floods and may come up as that weather system moves south as well. So please, everybody, be safe. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you in the clubhouse room. What do you prefer? Work from home, work from office, hybrid, and how much time either way? We got a little message back from Donna that said she's happily working solo. People can just be so draining. And it's exactly what we were just saying there too, Kylie. It's right on. You are right on, Donna. And most of us that do come or attracted to the accounting industry, we do tend to be a little more introverted than extroverted, and people will drain us. That's just how we rock and roll. That's who we are. And so I know for myself, I've got to manage a lot of those interactions to make sure I'm well enough to do what I need to do. Okay. All right. Working from home. So we've got flexible work versus remote work. We've worked that out. We worked out probably that, there's this, I think we're seeing in the accounting industry, people are either liking that hybrid option or they're liking work from home. What we do see is sometimes, working from home isn't for everybody. There are situations where working from home just is not practical for you or practical for your team. And, that Kylie, I'm sure you've experienced some of that with your team members too. Perhaps they don't have the space or their family, situation doesn't allow for it. Yes. Yeah. Mm. Yes. 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 Mm. No. No. Yes. Yes. Just not appropriate. No. Yeah. And privacy, like you said, too, confidentiality and privacy in the accounting industry, top of our list. We need to consider that. Yeah. Yes. 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 Perfect. Let's go there because I think that's important because we're talking about making this work for your business. So where do we even start? Like we've got employees, maybe they've approached us to work from home, maybe there's been a situation where they've had to work from home. Where do we start? And it probably is exactly that. Is a space at home available that is suitable for work for home, and how do we determine that? So Kylie, how did you determine that way back in the day when you started these flexible arrangements? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's blurring those lines between work and home, isn't it? And we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Show us. Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay. Probably would not have happened. Yeah, she was just getting on and making do. But as you've recognized the way you guys work, which is fully paperless, that the three screens really is a necessary item for how you conduct your work. Yeah, okay. Mm, yeah, cool. Perfect. And so you also, I'd imagine, I've just helped a firm in Western Australia actually set this up as well. And so what we also added to that checklist was that the environment is fully tested before they're allowed to go home as well. So get into that environment, test it with somebody in the office. Can we get the tech working? Is it working? Is everything happening? Do I feel comfortable? Give it a full test, because you soon work out that there's stuff that you've either forgotten, doesn't work, doesn't feel right, and then you're faffing around with doing that as well. Yep, yep. Yeah, yes. And now it's what's 2 years later and still going. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's minimal, yeah. So you've almost replicated exactly, and that's what I recommended to this Western Australia firm as well. Is let's replicate it. Let's just get whatever hardware, screens, computers, things, microphones, webcams. Don't go pulling them out of the office, and taking them home each time. Let's just replicate because this working from home thing's going to continue. Yes. Mm, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, okay. Screens and computer, I'd imagine. Yeah. You can slow the computer. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Mhm. Fair enough. And I'd imagine then too, when you're talking about security, privacy, confidentiality, all of those things, you would ensure that there's appropriate measures installed on that computer before it even goes home. Yeah. Okay. And then I suppose if, for some reason that relationship, disintegrates or, gets a bit testy, it's like, well, we just take the computer back. And that's probably very quick, easy. And you can secure that quite quickly. It's like, we'll just drop your computer into the office and then we're good. Yeah, okay. So for you, the best way to make it work for your business was currently you've got they supply screens, desks, those sorts of things, but you actually supply the computer and get that all set up. Who it is? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Top tip, everybody. Supplying the computer looks like a consideration that you're a bit like Kylie. You might want to run the numbers on it as well, but it's working out very well for her. So, just to recap quickly what we've gone through in making working from home work for your business. Place to start is a work from home policy. Is our suggestion? Oh, can't get my words out. Work from home policy, perhaps within that there's a checklist or a safety checklist that goes through so that we make sure the environment is all set up. Photo check-ins, or that physical sort of giving a look at where you are actually working from, and making those check-ins not just at the start, that you actually do them through the process of the team working from home. So it's like, come on, just show me a quick photo of your workspace again and let's double check. So that's been happening. But of course, Kylie and I talk a lot about communication and expectation. So you can see that there's been some planning in this. Of course, there's times where we aren't given the benefit of being able to plan. COVID was probably one of them. A flood situation is another, where it's like, oh, quick, we got to just pack up and go home. But if these things are in place or you've got them there, you can roll them out fairly quickly. So there is a bit of planning in doing this to actually make it work for your business. Okay. All right. So let's talk about then when people are working from home, again, those blurring of those lines around when do I work, when do I have to be there, what's the expectation, work-life balance. How much am I working at home and when do I do that? Because, you don't. There certainly has been a lot in the media about those blurring lines. And as an employer, it's something we need to consider. We've got enough overwhelm, burnout, all of those types of feelings happening within the accounting industry. We don't need to add to that by, not setting our employees up to succeed when it comes from working from home. So Kylie, where do you go there? Now, of course, there'd be expectation and communication in what you've done, I know, but what's the minimum that you tend to expect with a work from home situation? Okay, got it. Mm, it's a quick fix. Yeah, got it. Yes, okay. Mm, 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 mm. Because that really adds to the flexibility, right? The ability for the employee to choose what they want to do. Because, like we just said before, we do our best work early in the morning, whether early is 4 a.m. or whether it's, 8 a.m. That can be up to us. Yeah. No. Mm, difficult. Yes. Yeah. Hype. Yes. Yeah. Planning. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's what it comes down to, isn't it? I think sometimes when I see, or the pre COVID, the aversion to these flexibility, working from home type arrangements were that, firms really didn't know what that entailed, and their in office systems and processes really just did not support that. And, to try to work from home without that consideration is basically impossible. Makes it very hard. Yeah. Mhm. 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 Yes. 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 Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Mm. We've got no internet. It gets hammered, right? And with all our neighbours on the internet as well. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Yes. Yes. It's a little tricky. Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the other aversions, or one of the difficulties, I suppose, is that we also think every team member has to be exactly the same, has to work exactly the same way, exactly the same times, and because it fits nicely into the boxes that we create for ourselves and the management of our team. Now, again, flexible or working from home arrangements, most of the time they're not going to fit in standard boxes. So, again, what you were saying before about the policy, the checklists, the communication, and the expectation, and some flexibility around the time. I like your concept of those hype hours, 10 to 2. That's when you need to be there. Other stuff, it's about output. We need this certain amount of output done. Do that whenever you choose. So yeah, everybody doesn't have to be the same, right, Kylie? Management team. Yeah. Whoops. Yes. 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 Okay. Oh, they're not there. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. Mm. And those 3 people aren't there. Yes. 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 Yeah, good idea. No. Yeah. 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 It is, absolutely. Yes. Of management. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. And as an employer, we have that responsibility to ensure that our team members are safe, are productive, are okay. It comes down to the culture of your firm. And in a smaller firm where there might only be 3 to 10 employees or something like that, or even up to 15, it gets hard because you've got certain roles that back each other up, like you're saying. And they're the redundancy for certain things. And then when that changes, all of these working parts that you were just talking about, right down to just changing where the phone rings, seems so simple, but it's those extra things you've got to think of. And for I think that's a great idea that you talk to your employees about that, because they need to understand what they're asking for, and that maybe you can't deliver it right then, right now, make a decision on that. That they're not an island, that particularly in a smaller business environment, they're there to be able to help and support others or watch others. And again, if you've got graduates in where they're training somebody, how is that going to work if we swap a day, or we go to working more from home? So yeah, there's a lot of considerations, and it's good to voice them. I think highly important that people understand that. Helps you manage it. Yes. 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 Absolutely. I Yes. Mm, you just burn them. Yeah. Yeah. Not setting them up for success. Yes. No. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah, I'm a real planner. Planner goes and implementate goes into everything. And I'm also really big on testing and trialing. So, and you don't have to when you start these things. I know we've been forced into some of these situations just recently. But that does not mean that you can come back around those situations and plan them a bit better now. It's that saying, I think it's a Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So get in there, have a look at what's happening and refine it. When we're starting these things too, I think another thing that we tend to do as accountants is that it's all in or nothing, and it goes back to that consistency thing. Everyone has to be the same. Well, they don't. I think when you're starting some of these things, just start with one team member, perhaps, or yourself, and work it out for yourself. Make sure it, test it, trial it, refine it, find out what works, then let other team members go into that environment, because the changing situation of something new can really unsettle team members and can really unsettle the business and the productivity of the business. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. No. Yeah. Yeah. So replicate, replicate, replicate. That's what we can't say enough here. Communicate, plan, and replicate. That's exactly what you want to try and do. So it just makes it easier for everybody. All right. So of course, everybody, we are in Clubhouse in the Public Practice Accountants Club, and we are talking all about making work from home work for your business. And we'd love to hear from you if you've got any questions or anything you'd like to talk to us about. All you need to do in Clubhouse is to raise your hand and we can get you up on stage to chat about what that's all about. So if anyone's got anything, come up and raise your hand, chat to us. Kyelie and I love to talk to people that are listening to us. All right. So I think that probably we've got the tech guru here, guys, so we need to chat to her about tech. So Kyelie, obviously work from home using some tech solutions come into that, and I know you've got some particular key ones that you absolutely love and have really made working from home and those flexible work arrangements easier for you. So let's share them. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. 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 Okay. Yes. Fabulous. So what Kylie's talking about there in old language is, it's speaking about a VoIP system. So speaking and using the internet to make phone calls, but also you'll see, because I've just been going through this with another accounting firm as well. So what the phone people will call this is a digital soft option. So you don't even you don't need a handset. You don't need that telephone sitting on your desk. You don't need to. Some handsets though now with these systems you can plug and play. So you can take the handset home, just plug it in, and it works the same. So there are those if we've got people that really I just want a phone. But seriously, working from these soft options that are either just on your computer, on your screen, the apps go onto your phone, and it just makes it super easy to make phone calls, right? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I was a big headset girl. I always had a headset on because I wanted to type, I wanted to write, I wanted to do a lot of different things. So yeah, it's yes. You just look at it now and go, oh gosh, handsets are so what I don't know, 1990s. It's just not there anymore. So, Kylie, we've had Kerry pop up on stage. I think she might have a question for us or something to talk about. Yeah. Hi, Kerry. No, you're not in a rush to get back? No. Mm, mm. Yes. 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 Mm. Yeah. Option. Yeah. No. Yes. Ah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. That's fabulous because that's this thinking on your feet and making it work for your business, Kerry. Well done. And I think that's the thing, Kylie talked right back at the start about managing interruptions and how when she wants to get work done, she just finds herself more productive, actually at home because those interruptions don't quite come. And that managing the phone's a big thing because you feel like you've got to be right there and then when a client wants to talk to you, right? When those phone calls come in. Whereas I'm a very big proponent for structuring your day with your on call or off call. It's like, are we taking calls or aren't we? Having to react to those situations is not great for our productivity or our focus. So well done, Kerry. Yes. Yes, yeah. So plus you already can see when somebody is there as well and work with them that way. Oh, great. All right. Mm. Oh, that's good. Great. Yeah. 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 Yeah, because that's really the key focus to kicking off the day for you and your team, right? Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Make it work for you. Well done, Kerry. Thank you for sharing. Mm. Here comes the controversial topic again. Yes, we love it. Yes. Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Lets other people into it. Yes. 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 Yeah. 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 Mm. Because you naturally assume that they're busy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I can reach out. Yes. Hmm. Coming and going. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Excellent. Yes. Yes. Interesting. Wow. That's not okay. No, that is not okay. Yeah, look, that's one of the big things that I was working with a firm sort of just as COVID, really raised its ugly head. Everyone went home, and the team leaders looked at it and said, oh, well, we're not having meetings. Like, whoa, you've got to get in there and they were having daily huddles, they were having workflow meetings. I said, you've got to replicate them. Get on Zoom. Everybody is used to Zoom. If that's what you use, they didn't have or use Team. They had Teams, but they weren't skilling up to use that at that point in time. But it's replicate those things and that culture and that structure and everything that happens in the office. So I think that's the biggest takeaway from today is absolutely in all aspects of an office environment, what we want to do is to try and replicate it as much as possible. So, communication, structure, tech, how it feels, how we sit, where things are on our desk, everything, that's going to make the transition just so much easier. Okay. Yeah. So there's a little bit more tech I'd like to talk about too, Kylie, just before we do go, because we've only got a few minutes left. But if anybody does have any other questions, please raise your hand and let us know what they are, or type them into the back channel, into the little paper airplane there on the side if you're in Clubhouse, because we'd love to hear from you, and we can always answer you after we're off air. But so I'd like to talk about not tracking employees, but being having some visibility over when employees are working, aren't working, what are they working on, doing those sorts of things. Just from that management perspective, from our ability as an employer to make sure our employees are okay, that they aren't working really crazy, burning themselves out, doing things perhaps we'd really not like them to do. No. Mm-hmm. What you do. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yes. And so not from a big brother perspective though, right? It's from a well-being perspective. Yeah. Yeah. This doesn't look right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Perfect. So I think yeah, look, there's probably other solutions out there that are around for that too, but that's very well known here in Australia. It is used extensively, I know, and as Kylie's just been saying, she's been using it with great benefits and great results for quite some time now. So yeah, everybody have a look at that if work from home is something that you're considering for your business. So just in summarizing this morning, there's been some great tips come out of this morning. And thank you, Kerry, for sharing your experiences as well, because that's always important that we hear from others, because just always our interpretation of things might not be exactly what's happening, out there. So we'd love to hear from you. Yeah, thanks, Kerry. But I think the biggest thing is that making work from home work for your business. It is an individual thing. It does come back to what you want to achieve from working from home for your business, for your team. Spend some time and effort into understanding what you'd like that to look like and planning for that. And like I said, even if you've been forced into some of these work from home, flexible remote work relationships very quickly, we can go back and still have a look at that and adjust and test and trial. So spend some time getting that right. I think that's the big takeaway that's come, as well as our replicate. That was certainly in there as well. Setting up those expectations, communicating it with the team, and also too the opportunities around this. And it is an opportunity, certainly for attracting staff, certainly for managing the well-being of your team members, providing flexibility for them. There's a lot of benefits from working from home, but you do need to have a look at what works for you. The same thing doesn't have to be in place for every single team member. And just because you may have a friend in accounting or someone else in accounting that does it a certain way, or you read something or where they do it a certain way, does not necessarily mean it'll work for you. Maybe you want to trial it, but it's really about finding what works for you. Kyelie, anything in summary that you'd like to sort of bring home? Yeah. 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 Yes, absolutely. Implementing the right way, it's really whatever we're trying to put in. If something's new, is just so important to spend the time. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I think we'll wrap up for this morning then. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Wherever you are, stay safe. And if you're here in Australia or particularly on the East Coast, stay dry. That's really important. And have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Kyelie Baxter. Bye, everyone.